Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
What up?
So today, me and Steph are gonna do a seafood broil mukbang for you guys.
Yes.
This is our second time doing this, but before we did it, and the camera stopped recording, or I don't know if it ever recorded.
I don't know what you did.
I didn't do nothing. But so we have some snow crab legs, corn, potatoes, shrimp, sausage, and everything is like a medium hot sauce, Cajun, garlicky goodness.
The good stuff.
I think we said that we would do a story time of, what is it, How We Met? A How We Met story time for you guys. So we'll be doing that in the process of enjoying all this good food. And we are hungry. Oh, also today is my birthday. So I'm 32 today. And yeah. I put a red lip on for you guys, but I think it's gonna get pretty all over my face, so
destroyed.
It's gonna be destroyed. So yeah, look out for that. Anyways, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna jump in.
Hey, I was waiting on you.
Sausage.
Oh,
I think this is chicken sausage. Spicy. Looks good. Delicious. Oh, and to drink I have water, and he has water too.
Yeah.
And we did the shrimp with no head.
Yeah, ain't doing nothing with eyes. No.
So we did the no head shrimp.
Corn is.
Corn good.
It's corn.
You look cute. You look cute.
No, that's you.
I feel old, y'all. 32 is big. 3 years away from 35.
I'm still young.
8 years away from 40. I feel like the last 8 years of my life went super fast, though. I don't know. Alright, so tell them how we met.
We met
On the, I was on the playground, and he made a bet with his friends he could touch my booty. Not just kidding. Classic, the wood. No, I'm just kidding. But go ahead, you start.
Well, we met at a party. It was is that IOTA party? Frat party.
Go figure.
You know, college days. Well, I wasn't really into school back then like I should have been. But as anyone like go to school their first years or whatever, you know, you do tend to party a lot. But anyway, I met her at an IOTA party. Before that, we both worked at the same place.
A little call center.
What's it called? You want to get a name or not? Nah. Alright, well, we worked at a call center.
A little call center.
Yeah.
In Ohio.
Yeah.
That's all y'all need to know.
And I always look. She gonna call it another thing, but I always used to see her looking at me. For real. Especially like, and I'll be in the lunchroom trying to get my lunch. Her little friend. I don't know. I forget who she was sitting by, but
Vanessa.
They used to always be looking at me. You know. That's cool. I mean, you know, I didn't think. I mean, I wasn't offended or nothing, but.
Oh, I forgot to tell him where we got this food from. Sorry.
Oh.
We got this food from the Juicy Crab. So if you guys have ever had the Juicy Crab in Atlanta, if you never have had it, you should try it because it's super bomb. So yeah, that's where we got this from. Go ahead.
Tastes good. But
That's super good.
yeah. But yeah, I never took offense to it though. You know, who wouldn't want? You know, she was real pretty and stuff, so I ain't mind her looking at me. I just wanted her to say something. She never said nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, but they always used to be like looking and, you know, giggling and stuff. You know, like.
Oh, I don't think I was. It might have been me and Vanessa, but it was me and the one girl, Jade.
Who?
Her name was Jade. I still talk to her a little bit every now and then, but yeah. Go ahead.
So when I saw her at the party, I'm like, hold on. You know, I walked in. You know, we always, like me and my crew, we always go to parties. And so I walked in. When I seen her, she was dancing. I'm like, was you dancing with some dude? She was dancing with some dude. I don't even know his name. But
Neither do I. Them crab legs.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to get one now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know who he was at all. Actually,
she was dancing with some dude, and I seen her. I was like, oh, she looks familiar.
Ooh.
Come to find out, it was the girl who's staring at me in the lunchroom. So I'm like, hold on. I'm try to go talk to her since she ain't gonna say nothing. She gonna wait for me to say something. So that's what I did. I went over there and talked to her. Asked her if she wanted to dance. She said yeah. So we started doing our thing. She saw that I had rhythm, you know.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts.
Mm-hmm. I saw rhythm. I was like,
one song turned into like what, 2, 3. 3 songs turned into like, you know what? Let me try to get my number, like you know. So
that's not what you said.
What?
You ain't say you trying to get my number. You said you was trying to get my number.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Oh.
You know, so 3 songs later, I'm like, let me just try to ask for a number.
Is that what you was thinking?
Yeah, and plus, you know what I'm saying, you was about to leave.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were about to leave because by then it was like 3, almost 4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was late.
So I went with my cousins and friends, and so you know, before we went there, we went to a club. Mm-hmm. And we was at the club, and then we went to the party after because I think my cousin had heard about it from somebody. So by the time he and I finished dancing, like it was late, so they were ready to go.
They couldn't hang.
Nah.
I
was super wasted.
Yeah, she was a little feeling it. Yeah.
A little. I was.
But you ain't seen him all over the place, so it's like
I wasn't sloppy drunk,
yeah,
but
so
I don't ever really get like that though. I've never really been sloppy drunk before, but
that's a good thing.
I was pretty there because I had drank a good bit that night. If you guys never watched my How I Got Pregnant video, because I talk a little bit about that night when we first met, and I was a little inebriated, but I was having a good time. But yeah, so.
What's that word you said?
Inebriated.
Oh.
Get my CI on.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah. So when he was asking me for my number, really I was just kind of like, ooh.
Oh, now I gotta get in now. Hold on.
I was kind of like, do I give him my number? I don't know. I'm drunk. Let me just do it. Fuck it. Pardon my French. But, you know, I was just like, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I thought I liked him. I thought he was cute.
Right, because she ain't get the other dude who was asking. He was mad. Like, hold on, how you going? I asked for your number too.
There was another guy who was there. not the guy that I danced with, but somebody that I had known from growing up. And
he said that like
he was like literally on the wall giving me the death stare when I was giving you my number.
he
was standing
like
by my other friend. He said like y'all equal.
Really?
He was standing by my other friend, and he was like a mutual friend of ours. I guess he said he ended up saying something to her about it, whatever.
Oh man, that was super good. If my mom could see this right now, she'd be. I know she's talking.
She'll see it.
Look at this though, Mom. Alright. The backstory on my mom thing. It's like I'm really allergic to seafood. But I pop a few Benadryls and I'm good to go. So like long time ago, I don't even know how old I was, but my mom, she was eating crab legs in her bed, and I was like, man, I want some. So I don't even think she knew I was allergic, but she let me try some.
She did.
She let me try some. You know, I don't know if y'all seen like the movie Hitch, but that's how my face was. My face was just like all swole up, and pretty much looked like that guy on Will Smith on Hitch. Yeah. So, you know, I always stayed away from seafood. I always like, oh man, I don't want to break out again.
And then he got with somebody whose favorite food is
seafood.
Then,
you know, she always eating it around me and stuff like. So I'm like, man, you know what, man, I'm gonna try, because I heard that, you know, what he was taking in the movie was Benadryl too. So I was like, sure, I'm about to try that. I tried it, and it worked.
He tried it with shrimp, just shrimp first.
Yeah.
My mom had made like a little broil, and she just put just shrimp in his. We'll have other stuff in it, but as far as seafood, it was just shrimp, and he tried it after taking the Benadryl, right?
Yeah, right about me.
I got to make lipstick.
But yep, I tried it with the Benadryl, and it's been history since then. I pop a Benadryl, I'm good. We can eat seafood all you want. So, my mom hate that too. She be like, you ain't outgrow stuff. I'm like, yeah, I did, bro. I know ways around it.
Yeah, he didn't outgrow this.
I mean, no, I probably, if I didn't take the Benadryl, it probably messed me up, but I'm good now, though.
But we're going to make sure he always popped them Benadryls, baby. Alright, so, you was trying to ask me for my number.
I was trying. I did. I did. You know what I'm saying? As you said, as you heard her say, she liked me. So,
you know, I thought he had some moves. I thought he was cute.
So,
but one thing I didn't like.
What?
The reason why I never really said anything to him was because one day we was at work and he was leaving.
I'm talking about
and it was me and my friend Vanessa.
Yeah, I was stupid.
And we were walking out behind him, and he had this Jamaican bag on. And we used to talk to Jamaican cousins before, and they were crazy. So we were both like, no go.
Oh no.
No sus. No sus. She was just like, as soon as she saw us with him, she's like, no. 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 And I was like, yeah, you're right. So that's how that happened. And we was both kind of like, this is crazy. He Jamaican, and Jamaicans are, at least the ones we had dealt with at the time, they were controlling and
we all the same.
Kind of like stalkers, basically. Like, I was getting stalked for like years. Like, he was sending like gifts to my job and stuff to my job, and he lived all the way in California. So he would be between California and Jamaica. But yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, so
that is crazy.
So that was the reason why I was like nervous to talk to him.
I feel you. That is crazy. We ain't all the same though.
No, I know that now. Like, knowing him and his whole family, you know, they're not like that. So
it can be.
He can be crazy, but
no, like, I don't want to get you. I don't want that to be confused.
He only like that when he feel like somebody's threatening his family or himself. So don't threaten his family or himself or him. But yeah, so he asked me for my number, so I gave it to him. And then what happened? Right after I gave you my number, then we left. Or we was in the car about to leave. Then what happened?
Did I hit you up the first? I don't think did I wait?
No. So he don't remember apparently.
Did I?
So basically.
Did you hear something and then hit me up?
I didn't hit you up at all. So I didn't have your number. Remember, you had mine.
Oh, that's right.
So basically, we was in the car about to leave the party, and my one friend was like, "You can't talk to him."
Hey.
I was like, "What you mean?" So she went to high school with him. I didn't. So I didn't know who he was at all. Besides just seeing him at work. So she was like telling me like, oh, you know, his name is such and such, and he got a girlfriend, and he'd been dating this girl for a couple years. So then it's crazy because as soon as she said that, he texted me and was like, "What you about to do?" or whatever.
I sensed it like somebody saying some shit.
I was just like, I didn't respond to his message. I just told him like, "Don't text me if you got a girlfriend." Like that's just it, you know. And he was just like, "What you talking about?" And I was like, "My friend said you got a girlfriend." And that's when he was like, you know, he had just got out of a relationship a month before that.
Fine.
So a long relationship like a month before that. And like I wasn't bothered by that because I had just got out of a long relationship like a couple months before that. And actually it was still had just stopped talking to somebody.
It's meant to be.
I had just stopped talking to somebody else too when I met him. So because I had started talking, you know, conversating with somebody after I had got out of my long relationship. Well, I had just got out of something too, so I wasn't like super in my feelings about the fact that he had just got out of something. Obviously, why would I be? That had nothing to do with me. So when he explained it to me that way, I was just like, okay, cool. And then he was asking like what I was about to do. I'm just like going back home. At the time, I had my own place, and my friend Vanessa, I think, came and spent the night with me. And then the next day, he texted me. I went prom dress shopping with my cousin, and my friend. It was like 4 of us, I think, and he was texting me. But the conversation was just good. Like, you know, I feel like it was weird because obviously, I think we initially gravitated towards the things that we had in common.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the reason why the conversation was very like good and genuine. Probably like a couple days after that, he came over to my house and we hung out for the first time. Like 5 days after, I think, or something like that. It was like a Thursday.
Yeah, we just clicked super fast, like, and it didn't feel. I mean, it just felt natural. You know what I mean? I don't know. We talked, like the conversation was easy. You know what I mean? Sometimes we can talk for like
hours.
Talk for hours, just about everything.
Yeah. It was just very easy to talk to him, and I like that. So yeah, we just started hanging out more and more, and then we did realize that we had like a mutual friend who was like one of his good friends, and so that was kind of cool too. But I didn't really know anything about him, so I felt like as we were talking, like I was able to like get to know him. He was part of like a rap group and, you know, like stuff like that. And I didn't know anything about it, so it was like cool to like be introduced to like the kind of music that they did and all that kind of stuff.
We was really out there too, so Dad.
Fat.
Nice.
I feel left out. I only had one.
You better get it. Hand up one. That's a fact. I don't really. The
claw. I do like the claws.
This got me looking like I don't know what I'm doing, so I ain't messing with it.
What was I about to say? But yeah, we clicked. Meaty. Oh, it's juicy. A lot of juice, Mom. We clicked very, like you said, instant. It was like, it was weird too for me because, you know, I typically never click with people like that fast because I have like mad trust issues and like
trust issues.
Like guard, no copyright. Guards up and stuff like that. So when we clicked so well, it was kind of like, wow, this is cool, you know. Like I could really connect with this person on a deeper level than just physically thinking that he's attractive. You know, he's a good person. So yeah.
Oh,
I feel like from the day that we first hung out, we was together all the time.
Yeah, that was it. It was a wrap from there.
It was weird.
Even some of my homeboys, they already knew where I was at. I mean, it was what it is. They were there calling like, "Where you at?" And I'm like, you already know. They were like, "Oh, alright."
He only liked me because I had my own place.
I used to get dropped off over there all the time, like even late night, like shoot, just after a party or after a concert.
Yeah.
That was where I was going.
Yeah, he was always there. We hung out a lot. We went to a lot of like different type of parties or events or sets is what they used to call them. Yeah. We went to like a pajama party.
I forgot the tip.
And my cousin would always throw like these little party get together things, so we would always go to those together.
Man.
And one time he got so sick he threw up all over her house.
Killed me with that punch.
We had this, so we used to have a group called Lady Vicious, and it was like maybe 6 of us, I think.
Was that my birthday?
No.
I was drinking like
before, it was before your birthday. But we used to call ourselves Lady Vicious, and we used to have this punch that we would make, my cousin would make. And basically it was like the killer punch, you know?
Yeah, man.
So it would get you tore down.
Mind you, I was drinking like the beginning of the day. I was drinking.
Yeah, so he had been drinking all day.
That's why I asked, like, was it my birthday? Because I was sure turning up like it was.
It wasn't.
But, ooh, I ain't get one like that. Well, I think
this is my second one.
But yeah,
I'll teach you how to crack them.
Yeah, because I be having to dig mine out. But yeah, I was drinking since like the beginning of the day. I finished the whole bottle at my place. Then my boy picked me up and he had a bottle in his car. I was drinking his stuff too. Then I got to her cousin's spot, drinking there too. Then went to the party. I was drinking there too. All that together, I was like, man, it had me throwing up in their bathroom pretty much.
She used to have this turquoise stuff in her bathroom. He threw up over all of it. Yeah, it was nothing but red punch.
Yeah,
red.
It was all pink and stuff. I think I was in there. Yeah, I was in there with the shower running
with all his clothes
on. I mean, that night was crazy.
And then I took care of him. I took care of him that night. But yeah, so we just was inseparable from there.
He was kicking it hard.
Yeah, we really was. I feel like a lot of people too felt like it was very fast, and I think it was.
Yeah. It did.
It like we had a chance to get to know each other, but obviously there's things that you miss because the relationship kind of escalated so quickly.
Yeah.
Because we met, and then like 4 months later, I was pregnant.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I mean, you know.
It was like 4.5 months later.
Our relationship is, it started out great. Of course, you know, you got rocky points, of course. You know. We had things.
We went through a lot of rocky stuff.
Yeah, we had situations with, my ex and her. So we went through that little motion for like a couple months.
Yeah, that was hard. That was hard for me.
Yeah. But I feel like any relationship goes through some type of trial that's gonna test you or test, you guys' connection, or test you guys' love, or see if you guys really do, want to be with each other.
Yeah.
So
it was a lot of testing.
It was a lot.
I was like,
some things
no.
that I regret, or some things that if I can go back, I would do it differently. Absolutely. But it definitely made us. It made us strong, for real.
Yeah.
Because we went through a lot, but to get through those things and still have an even stronger connection or stronger love, that's the point. That's the goal. Everybody always be like, goals. For real, that's it right there.
Relationship goals. Yeah.
Can you go through something and not have it, break you apart, but actually have it make you stronger together? You know what I mean? That's the goal.
But yeah, he's right. We went through a whole bunch of trials and tribulations, really throughout all the years of us being together. And even when we decided to not to be together for a good amount of time, we was not together for 8 or 9 months, almost a year. Right before, we got more serious, but it's hard. Relationships are hard, but I think for me, because a lot of people why did you stay? Why did you deal with that? Well, that looked good. People always why did you stay? Why did you deal with that kind of stuff? Blah, blah, blah. You don't have to. Obviously, I don't have to, but
obviously,
I really was in love with him, and I wanted it to work. Obviously, I had a child with him too, and I feel like that's the only reason really that I hung on a little bit longer than most people probably would have, or probably not would have if we didn't have a child together.
Right.
Because I felt like I wanted to at least try, really try for her to be able to have something, that most of us didn't have growing up.
I didn't. I had it, but
I never had it.
I had it, then my parents, they end up getting a divorce themselves. So I know what that feels like. I know what it's like to go through that. So that's in the end result. That's not what I wanted. So sometimes in your life, you playing around, but there's some point where you gotta, you gotta get a hold of yourself. Okay, what am I doing? Or, look at yourself in the mirror. Okay, am I doing this wrong? She said this and this. Is it really me, or what can I fix? On my behalf.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it really do. That's what it really took. Is some soul searching. And
same thing for me too. I'm not perfect, so I've definitely made mistakes over the last, over these years, and and had to do some serious, deep soul searching of my own, and analyzing myself, because it's easy to point the finger at someone, and I think I did that for a long time until I really looked at myself to say, okay, are you being the best person that you can be for this other person? Are you really impacting their life the way that you expect them to be impacting yours? Mm-hmm. So it took me a long time to really look at myself in the mirror. So I feel like this year was very eye-opening for me when it comes to us, and I feel like it helped us get back on track in a better way than we ever have before, because we are way more communicative now than we ever were before.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, dang, let me make a dent in this thing.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think this is probably the best we ever been, and I think that says a lot considering how long it's been. I want to constantly be in a position of growing better over the years, because I feel like that's how you kind of keep it going, and constantly getting better at learning how to communicate effectively. You know what I mean? If you have a disagreement, that's okay. Nobody's saying that you got to be perfect, but being able to have a disagreement and understand the perspective, even if you don't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
say a situation happens, you know what I mean? You have to think about, okay, first of all, what happened, you know, and there's two sides of it, you know what I'm saying? It's how they feel and how you feel. And you have to, you mean, being a selfish way, you go in a situation and you only think about yourself. You know, I want this, or I need this, or blah, blah, blah. You're thinking about yourself. Well, when in a situation, there's two sides of it, so you have to think of the other person as well. And once you do that, you know, you have a better understanding.
Yeah,
you know,
you come to like
y'all
a
can
middle
communicate
ground.
better.
That's the one thing about it is you're never gonna always agree, obviously, because we're two totally different people.
Right.
And actually our differences outweigh the things that we have in common. But I feel like we try to come to a compromise. So like, I'm trying to think of like an example. So like there's a theater thing that's coming up that I really want to go to. I know he don't really like musicals and stuff like that, but that's like stuff that like feeds my soul. It's like the things that I really love to do, the things that make me like happy. So like for him, that would be playing basketball. So, you know, when it comes to like playing basketball, if he wants to play, he should be able to play. And so he just finished the season. I don't know if you guys are watching any of those videos, but if you haven't, go back and watch some of those. But then he had brought it up that he wanted to do another season, like a fall season.
Yeah.
And so at first I was like a little bit apprehensive because I was worried about all this stuff that, you know, like his time and how, you know, working 2 jobs and a family and me. And it's like, you are spread thin. And I already knew like it would put more on me because then I would have to be responsible.
Get this over.
We would have to, you know, maybe pay the sitter more some days where he has a game and I have to work and like just all these things. And
yeah,
you know, that was like my first reaction and response, and it shouldn't have been because it's not fair to say like, hey, you can't do something that you love, right? So afterwards I came back to him and I was just like, it's not that I don't want you to do this stuff. I just, you know, want to make sure that we are able to balance everything else with it. And so I think when I came to him and said that, I think it was a better conversation than just me saying like, these are all the reasons why you shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? And so like when I said something to him about the concert or about going to the theater, it's not until November, but I saw it. I was really excited about it. It's actually one of the first things I ever performed in California when I was in my senior year in high school. So I've never seen it live. So I was like really excited. But yeah, so when I brought it to him, he was just like, you know, I didn't think he would say he would want to go with me. I literally would go by myself to something like that because I know it would make me happy.
And she knows, she should know. I'm not saying you know it by yourself.
But yeah, so then he was just like, no, I would like to go too. And then like for me, that made me happy because I feel like that's the first time in a long time that we've been able to like compromise and both do things that we like to do. So yeah, that's like an example that I can think of right now. I don't know if you got anything.
You gotta bite it.
How else are you gonna get it open? You already ripped the other part out.
Oh yeah.
So you just gotta crack it a little bit. See, just crack it.
Yeah. Don't be trying to take it.
I'm not. I'm just gonna open it up for you. See, you would pull that out. You don't do that.
I sure would.
See, you don't want to pull it out because if you pull it out, you're gonna rip the meat. You want to make sure you get it as open as you can.
It's fat.
And then pull it out. Yeah, you should be able to get it from there.
Oh.
Okay. Typically use a cracker for that too, but
and the thing came. The little what?
You're welcome.
Y'all see that? Y'all ever got this piece come out with it? I ain't never seen that. That's the first time I saw that come out with it.
But yeah, so we're just constantly learning and growing. A lot of people are like, you know, how are you guys doing this? How are you guys doing that? And honestly, it's hard. It's a challenge. But I think that for us, it's not as hard because we want to be here. And whenever you want to be in something, you will be.
You're gonna give your effort.
You're gonna do the work that you gotta do. I heard somebody say like they want to get married so they can stop having to work for it. And I'm like,
what? You work more.
You're gonna work more. Like, you know, a lot of guys who are like players and stuff like that, they think that getting into a relationship with one woman or getting married is just gonna stop everything that you have to do to keep that person. But you really have to do that and then more, because it's harder, because then you start to build a life together, and there's other things that come in like kids and things like that, work schedules, all that kind of stuff. So you have to like try and go above and beyond. You have to try to find ways to make them feel important.
So it's like, yeah, you know, you worrying about, you got your job, you got your, you know, bills, you got your home life, you know, what your house need. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about all that, right? And then you still got to take care of the person that you're with too. So you got to think about what they need, what they want, what making them happy, on top of your house, you know, your job, you know.
If you got kids.
You know, kids, you know, your responsibility. So you got to think about all that and try to satisfy all that as well as the person you're with. So, I mean, it's hard, because in one of those areas, if not multiple areas, some of those is going to take a hit, and you're going to be slacking on some of those. And, you know, that's how problems happen in relationships, like where the people, or, you know, the person that you're with don't feel like you pay attention to them, or don't feel like they get the same love. Is because you're leaning on, you know, your attention is on those other aspects that you have to, you know, that you're involved with. So it's just, it's hard balancing. There's more work to balance all the things that you have to take care of, kids, and still love her the same way too. So it's more work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I think that's like opportunity area for him is the balancing piece, to make sure that everything is, you know, given equal attention and time. And sometimes it's hard, you know, so it's definitely a balancing act. But yeah, so it's just a balancing act, and you know, we just gotta continue to try to balance it all. And you know, sometimes there are like frustrations, especially for me. I think like my personality type is different from him, so like I need like more like affection and quality time and like intimacy. Like those are kind of things that I need, and I know for him, like he need that stuff, but not quite as often as I do. So I think that like his profession makes it like more challenging for us to like get that time in. So like for me, like that's the biggest thing I think I harp on more so for him. It's crazy though, because most people argue about money and we don't. Like we make pretty decent living, so like finances is not too much something that we worry about. I feel like we're in a better situation now than we probably were when we were younger, but even when we were younger, that wasn't something that we really thought about or argued about. Mine's is, it's just quality time. Like I just, you know, want to be able to spend time with you, and you know, like I actually like hanging out with you type of thing. So
like that.
Shut up, I do. So yeah, so that's like my whole thing, is like wanting to spend more time and stuff like that. It's like we are falling back in love with each other in a whole different way. And I feel like that's like the beauty in relationships for me, is constantly like learning a person, because people do change and they grow to like different things over the years, you know. I'm not the same, he's not the same person that we were when we were 20, 21. So being open and willing to grow with that person and learn them and the things that they like and don't like, and falling in love with those parts of that person, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I fall in love with his willingness and his the want that I see him to like want to be a better partner and want to be like a good father and like want to be good in his career. Those are the things that I like about him that makes me love him more.
Right.
I mean, plus he fine. He ain't like aging, so it's like weird.
Is it Asian?
You're not aging.
Oh.
He looked the same way to me that he did when we first met. So, you know, he just like more muscular. But it's like he looked the same. So obviously that's a bonus.
You know what I learned is like you never stop learning each other. That's like I don't know who I heard that from, but I agree with it 100%.
Yeah.
Cause you know we've been together for 10 years, yeah, but you never stop, like, you know, learning how to, you know, satisfy her or make her happy, or just new ways of, you know, trying to do things consistently for her.
So, it was delicioso. And until next time, guys. That's it. Hey, bye, guys.
I'm stuck.
I'm so full. Damn, I knew I would have lipstick everywhere. I was like, why did I put this lipstick on? Girl, get it.